Hi, I'm George Sicalius, and this is my Sprint 6 overview. So, I got around to working on the score controller, the sound manager. I made a parser for file handling. I made a main spawner that will produce the waves. I also made a couple spawners for the individual critters. And I started working on the HUD. So, just to showcase the sound manager, so the sound's playing. If I kill them all, then the sound stops. Same thing with the scorpions. Plays when they enter, stops when they die. Same thing with the flea. Yeah, but it ends a little early. But yeah. So, I'm gonna start with the parser. So, where is it? Here it is. Okay. So all the parser does is it takes a file, it takes the contents and puts it into a string, and then the string is just iterated through, and then it's just parsed. Where is my WAV file? Okay. So this is the relative structure of the text file. Um, so what the iterator does is it just grabs all of the characters. It stops at the first space or new line character. Depending on what it read, it'll then jump into its corresponding state, or it'll execute its corresponding call. So, for example, if it iterates through this, it'll read centipede. It'll then jump into a specific parser for centipede. When it reads length, it'll know that its next value has to be a integer. It'll read that. It'll then store this integer inside of an object, store it inside of a wave object. The wave object is it basically just stores all of the information for the wave, and then characters, yeah, and then the all of the waves are stored inside of the main spawner. So the main spawner, its job is to okay, its job is to just take the wave and produce the wave. It makes the proper calls to the specific spawners. Where is spawner? Okay. So when spawn's called, it'll read the wave. It'll then use the wave data to create the appropriate critters. So right here, it gets the length of the critter and then passes it to the centipede spawner, which spawns the centipede. Um. So yeah, that's basically the spawners. Um. So sound manager and score manager. Both of them use the command pattern. I'm just gonna show the sound manager. They're basically the same how they're set up. So, the sound manager is a singleton. It's worth noting. It has a static instance of itself. Where is it? Right here. There's only one instance of it, and any class that needs to talk to it has to use the static methods in order to do so. So, um, so that's the singleton part of it. The command part. So it stores all of the sounds. Um, it's the only thing that plays and stops the sound. Um, so how it works is the factories. The factory. Where did I write that? So okay, so the factories request a token, uh, from the sound manager, and then that token is stored inside of the command sound, p sound. The factories will then use the token to send a sound command, which will add the sounds to the stack and then process the stack of commands. Where is that? Okay. So here. So when the first centipede is created, it sends the sound command to the sound manager. Sound manager pushes that. It immediately processes it. As of right now, I don't have like I don't. There's really not a reason to store all of them the way I have it set up. It's just a lot easier to just process it immediately after it's pushed onto the stack. Obviously that's not the best way to do it, but it is set up to, if I want to just process all the sounds outside somewhere else, then I can do that. So yeah, that is. So yeah, that's the sound manager. And like I said, the score controller works the same way. And then the HUD, I started on it a little bit. So the HUD just stores instances of the text, each one corresponding to a specific value for the HUD. So I have one for score, I have one for the high score. The text for live is just a placeholder for now, but yeah, it just displays the number of lives. Yeah. Yeah. I mentioned that actually I don't think I did. The score manager is already set up to update the score text in the HUD. All the score manager is doing is passing the current score to the HUD. So score manager will call update score. Update score will take the integer value, turn it into a string, and then pass it to the text that updates it. So yeah, it passes it to the text, and then the text just rewrites itself. And the text object, it uses the flyway pattern from the demo. Yeah. So yeah, that's basically it. Here's, if you want to see, no, that's the wrong one. Score controller. Okay. Score controller works the same way. Process score. Yeah, okay, here. So when I send the score, I also update the HUD. Okay. And yeah, that's everything. So yeah. Okay.